Welcome back once again to GoHighlanders.com's coverage of the 2013 cross-country season. Today we're joined by Coach Irv Ray and Coach Nate Browne up at Mammoth Lakes, where they are for their annual preseason training. Coaches, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, good to be here.
Well, before we look ahead, we always look at the year previous, so let's go back to 2012. Coach Browne, let's go to you first. 2012, the men finished in 6th place, a few points back of Long Beach State. How did you think they'd perform going into the year, and how did they end up performing based on those expectations?
We thought we had a chance of finishing the top 4 based on what we had coming in. We did have a lot of youth. We were led by Seth Totten last year. Seth was our #1 guy throughout the year. Ran a fantastic race in the regional meet just outside of All-Region, and ran a huge lifetime best. Behind that was Cesar Solis, walk-on freshman that ended up performing really well at the tail end. And then Michael Gauger was behind him. And then we had some younger guys that had some growing pains, so we're looking forward to, obviously having nearly the entire group back this year.
Coach Ray, how about you on the women's side? 4th place finish, 6 points back of UC Santa Barbara in 3rd. What were the expectations, and how did we perform?
We were hoping for top 3, and that 6 points was just 1 or 2 little places back in the 4th, 5th place finish. So we were close, and DiMaggio DeBose had an outstanding run. She was 4th in the conference and got in our top 2 fastest all time on the course. And so we're going to miss her. And then Katie Daly, who's also an all-conference returner, had a little bit of an off day, but she's not back. So those are the only 2 that we lose, and everybody else is back. So we're going to move up from that 4th place finish.
Coach Browne, you pretty much have the entire team back on the men's side, correct?
Absolutely. We plan on redshirting Seth Totten this year, so we're going to allow our younger guys to take a big step forward, and it's going to be fun watching them grow and develop into a team.
Well, on the men's side, who are the returners? You've only been up here for half a session, essentially, but based on what you've seen, summer workouts, who are the returners that we can expect to maybe perform a little bit better than last year or take over? Not having Seth up at the front, who's gonna take that spot?
Well, based on our observations so far, Cesar Solis is in great shape, did good work over the summer. He's going to be vying for that #1 spot along with Cody Jordan. Cody had a great summer, very consistent with his mileage and volume. We're looking forward to what he can provide. Ben Heck is in good shape. We're looking forward to having Ben back this year and healthy and ready to go. And then we've got a couple of youngsters that we're looking forward to seeing what they can produce at the collegiate level. Michael Gauger is also a returner that's done well for us in the past. So it's exciting. That group is all sophomores and juniors, and it's going to be a good group to be able to try to find out how they can gel together and come together as a team.
Coach Ray, how about the women's side? Same question.
Rocky Heflin Jr. and Alicia Browne Jr. will both be leading the squad, followed very closely with Jeanette Lindstrom, who's a senior. So we have good leadership and experience with the top 3. I think they have a chance to be all conference, all 3, which we've never done before, so I think we have a chance to do that. And then we're going to have a mixture of young, talented girls and some returning freshman sophomores. Marianne Holiday, Brianna Simmons will be somebody that you'll see quite a bit this year. We have a junior transfer from University of San Francisco, and Brooke McCandless. I think she's going to make a good showing for us.
How about the newcomers on both the men's and women's side that you may not have mentioned already?
On the men's side, we were very fortunate to target a young man early in the year, Miguel Vasquez. Miguel qualified for the state meet 3 times, and during the track season, he had a fantastic season. He finished 2nd in the state in the 1600. He's going to be contending for Freshman of the Year, we think, in the Big West. He'll be one of our top 3 or 4 guys. And then we're also fortunate to sign Alex Castellon from Colony High School. Alex ran 9:15 this past spring in a two-mile race, so we're looking forward to seeing what Alex can do in cross country as well. And then we've got a few walk-ons that have some abilities and some talent, and we're looking to see how they can move forward. Most likely we'll redshirt them and give them a chance to contribute probably next year.
Coach Ray, how about you on the women's side?
Women newcomers that I think will make a big difference. The 2 that stand out the most is Faith McCall. She's a state qualifier at 1,600 and 800 meters. Had a great track season. She's had a lot of success in cross country. She's had a little bit of a transition over the summer. She went home to Kenya for the summer, and all that traveling kind of caught up with her, and was kind of exciting this week. She just became an American citizen, was nationalized, and she was really excited about that. So she's an interesting combination. She's Kenyan, she can run like a Kenyan, but now she's an American, so you had best of both worlds there. And then Valerie Mars, really great talent from Colony High School, Alex's teammate, and very experienced in cross country. He's been a state player at the state level, and I think she'll contribute in a big way. Brianna Fonseca and Wesley Totten, both two other young girls we got that are going to help out, and I think you're going to see their names in the results quite a bit.
All right, day one of training was today. It wasn't the full bore stuff that you'll do tomorrow morning, but newcomers, how are they adjusting? We just talked to a couple of your student athletes about what it's like to adjust up here. As you take a look at these newcomers, how are they adjusting to the altitude?
Go ahead.
So much of adjustment to altitude is based on summer preparation, and from what we can see, the majority of them did their homework. On the guys' side, Alex's and Miguel are ready to go. They're ready to train. We're excited to see what they can put together the next 3 weeks and on into the season.
It's a big step. I mean, one, you're increasing volume from high school. The distance we race is longer, and there's more volume in the training. They have to adjust to that. Obviously, the intensity of the workouts are greater. And then we come to altitude for 3 weeks to get the real physiological gains. We really believe strongly in that. And so with the freshman gals, it's an adjustment. I think they're doing well, though. And again, the ones that are prepared over the summer will adjust easier up here than the ones that have had, not as much work over the summer will have a little harder time.
Well, we'll find out how well everybody did in a few months with the Big West Cross Country Championships. Cal Poly won the men's and women's last year. Also typically up near the top are Santa Barbara, Long Beach, Davis, us. Is it going to be that same group of teams battling for the championship again this year, and is Cal Poly still the team to beat?
Cal Poly on the men's side, probably they returned 1, 2, 3 of the conference. That worked out that way. I'm not sure they'll do that again. And they have a strong 5. Experienced a lot of junior seniors in there, so they'll have one more bang at the top on the men. Pretty tough to upset them. But I think Santa Barbara, Davis, and Long Beach and us will kind of battle for that second and third. Our goal is top 3, and I think that's realistic. And we'll have to work hard. Now we've been at home for the last 5 years, and we're now going to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. It's a different course. It's much more challenging. It's a slower pace course, more of a strength course. We're preparing for that. So those who are prepared for that will do well. I think our guys will got to be ready for it. On the women?
On the women's side, it'll be Davis and Cal Poly be up there again. They return a good chunk of their roster. Santa Barbara is always tough. They always run well at the end, but we feel like our women can contend in those top 3 spots with the 3 returners and the newcomers. And we'll see how we do throughout the year, and we're looking forward to, again, the Cal Poly course is going to be challenging, but we've done fairly well when we ran up there before. We finished in the top 3 a couple times, so we're looking forward to the challenge.
Not hosting the conference championships there, but we do host 2 home meets, the Highlander Invitational and UC Riverside Invitational. Any changes in terms of the number of teams coming to that? What do you expect for those 2 meets?
Yeah, the Riverside Invitational is kind of like 40 teams, 1,000 athletes, and we kind of put it out there for everybody. It's a first early season kind of a test. The Highlander Invitational is kind of brought about as to give us a chance to tune up for our conference rather than going to pre-nationals or some big meet and sort of exhausting yourself. So we've got one where we're going to exhaust ourselves. The other one's a tune-up, and they're both important.
Coaches, thanks so much for joining us today. Season starts in 10 days. Good luck. We'll see you at Cal Poly in a few months.
Hope everybody turns out and supports the Highlanders on September 14th at the Riverside Invitational, and then on October 19th for the Highlander Invitation. We'd love to have you come out and see the Ags Op course and see the Highlanders compete.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.